Hello, and thank you for watching The Righteous Kitchen, a cooking and baking blog found at www.therighteouskitchen.blogspot.com. Okay, I baked a loaf of buttermilk bread, and I wanted to make a sandwich to go with that. And I thought what would be great is to have a chicken salad sandwich. So I am just going to make this on the fly, and we'll get the measurements as we go along. And what I am using is leftover rotisserie chicken. Now all the skin and the fat and the bones have been removed. So I just have my chicken, and I'm just going to give it a rough chop. And I mean very rough. We still want the texture of the chicken in there. I like it a little bit chunky. But, you know, I don't mind it fine either. But for this purpose, we're just going to do it chunky. And I'm going to measure my ingredients as I go along so that you'll have the amounts. So here's 1 cup, 2 cups, and this is how I make up my own recipes. Sometimes I just get in there and measure everything and just go from there. So we have approximately 3 cups of prepared, I'm going to say 2 3/4 cup chicken. So that's going to go in a mixing bowl. And then I have 2 stalks of celery. And how I like to do that is just get in here and break these down into smaller widths. Just set your knife down right like that. That's sliding the knife. You can lose control of it. You just put it in there and set it right down. Now I want a smaller dice on these. All right. So that was 4 stalks of celery. Or a 1/2 cup of celery diced. That's going in. And then my favorite part of this recipe is dried tart cherries. And I already know. Let's start with 1/4 cup of those. And I want to give these just a quick chop. Okay. All right, that's good enough. All right. Now the most important thing to hold this together is the mayo. And I am a fan of Hellmann's mayo. I did a taste comparison between Duke's and Hellmann's, and what I liked about the Hellmann's is it has a nice egg flavor. The Duke's had a vinegar flavor, which is good for barbecue type stuff. But I like the egg flavor of the Hellmann's for salads. I really like that. And especially for this chicken salad. So, let's start with half a cup of the mayo. And then we'll kind of see where we're at. It's always good when you're making a new recipe to kind of underestimate your measurements, because you could always add more. But it's hard to take it out if you get too much mayo. So here's a half a cup. We're just going to stir it together. That's looking pretty good. I am going to put a quarter of a cup now. Now I want to get a clean spatula because I already put that other one in there. So we'll see what it looks like with the 3/4 of a cup total. And I am going to want to season this, so let me grab my Righteous seasoning. And there is a video on the Righteous seasoning that'll show you how to make it. And since I am developing a recipe, I measure it instead of just sprinkling it in. So I'm going to start with half of a teaspoon of Righteous seasoning. And now we're just going to stir this up. All right, so let's look right here. And we've got the phone in the background going. All right, so that looks pretty good. It's not too mayonnaise-y, but it's holding everything together. So I'm going to taste this really quick and see how it is. That's very good, but I think it would be better if we add another 1/4 of a cup of these dried cherries. All right, so what I'm going to do is just come in here and chop this up again. All right, and just keep chop, chop, chop till we get these broken down a little bit. All right, and then I think that's pretty good. I will just stir these in here and see. So we have a half a cup of the cherries now. Mix those in there really good. All right, and then get a clean spoon and another taste. That's pretty good. I can taste the cherries coming through now. You can even put another 1/4 of a cup if you want to. But for me, 1/2 of a cup is fine. So let's recap our ingredients. We had 2 3/4 cup of deboned, defatted, deskinned rotisserie chicken. We had 1/2 a cup of diced celery, 1/2 a cup of the tart dried cherries, 3/4 of a cup mayo, and 1/2 a teaspoon righteous seasoning. So that is going to be the chicken salad. And that's what it looks like right there. Now these measurements, you know, when you make your own, you might want more mayonnaise. That's fine. You might want to add maybe walnuts or something like that in there. That's fine too. But this is the way I like it. This is just one of the chicken salad recipes that I like pretty well. I also have another one where I like red grapes and apples in there too. All right, so let's put this together. I've got my freshly baked buttermilk bread. All right, so let me get a plate. Well, I'll get a plate. Let me make a few more slices here. Okay. I like that better. It doesn't have that mark. So, I wipe this. Get my mess cleaned up as I go along. I'm a little OCD on the messes. It's hard for me to take another step if there's crumbs or something's dirty or something like that. I have to just clean it right away. All right, so here's our bread. And you just, you know, scoop it on there however much you want. This is a great way to use up that leftover chicken. It goes pretty fast when you put it in a salad like this. And there you have it. Press it down to hold everything. Now if I had lettuce, you could put lettuce in there, arugula. I like the butter lettuce with chicken salad. I think butter lettuce is really good. And if you use butter lettuce, that makes a great wrapper if you want to eat it as a wrap. So, but here it is. I'll go ahead and let's cut it in half. Right there. Chicken salad sandwich with homemade chicken salad and homemade bread. Let's see if I can get this to stand up. there it is right there. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.